Welcome to Being at Home with George. And it's exciting to be here as usual. And one of the things that dawned on me, I was in Whole Foods shopping today, and I kept seeing these signs of Mother's Day special and this and that. And I asked the attendant, I said, "Well, when's Mother's Day?" He said, "This Sunday." I said, "Wow, it's kind of early, right?" He said, "Yes." And so to me, it's this idea once again of talking in a way where we actually are able to embrace what is happening, whatever it is. Mother's Day's early this year, embracing that. There's a lot of challenges for us because of COVID. We're still trying to get back to a place where we're semi-normal or the new normal, whatever it is. And so to generate the hope. So we always talk about embracing whatever, everything, and then generating the hope. Today, I want to talk about what the hope can lead to and how to take that into action. And so I was thinking about Mother's Day and what does it mean for me. And what I thought about was with my interaction with the store clerk is Mother's Day is early and it's right on time. Mother's Day is early this year, but it's right on time. And what do I mean by being right on time? Because we need what Mother's Day represents. We need that now, and we're still challenged, and there's a lot that we have to do in terms of self-nurturance and that sort of thing. So my hope for this segment is to honor my mother and all mothers, and for me to be the son, the loving, compassionate, kind son she always encouraged me to be, and in spite of all the challenges. And now that she's not here, I have to do that for myself. What my mother did for me, this idea of self nurturance, this idea of taking responsibility for myself, caring for myself, whatever that is, being responsible for myself, responding to my needs, and respecting myself, respecting who I am, and honoring that, and not letting anybody tell me that I'm somebody other than who I decide and choose to be. So I have to know myself so I can care for myself. And part of that is just this idea of nurturance. When I think of my mother and how she nurtured me, and how mothers, and being one of 13, what kind of impact that's had on her, a lot of self sacrifice. But I also believe that there's a lesson there for me in terms of how to deal with this current time. And when I've been working with people and engaging with people, and there's still a need for us to nurture ourselves, to have unconditional love for ourselves and others, especially for myself. I like to talk about this concept of I'm actually going to be self-mothering myself, not like babying, but self-mothering myself in the sense of understanding how to care, be responsible for my needs, and being who I'm supposed to be, but just knowing myself and caring for myself, and understanding that this concept of me being selfish so that I can be selfless. And so, what do I mean by that? I mean that I work with a lot of people. I spend a lot of time helping people deal with their issues, and I've been more out in the social media and whatnot, and so I'm getting a wonderful response. And at the same time, my goal is to help more people. But if I don't help myself, I'm not going to be able to help others. So I can be selfish by self care, taking responsibility for myself, knowing myself, respecting myself, and just doing the little things that I learned years ago in terms of the mind body connection when I had chronic pain, and understanding how the mind body works, that it's connected and not separate. And so how I can know myself so that I can be myself, but also the care and the responding, the unconditional love, the nurturance that I do for myself, and being selfish with that. But by being selfish, I can be selfless. So when I work with other people, there's more there. And so in my experience, and I believe my mother did this, that by taking care of herself and then taking care of us, me, just talking about me, she was still taking care of herself because she got me to a point where I could take care of myself, be self-reliant. So that freed her up and probably gave her less need to worry because she taught me how to be kind, to be loving, to be responsible. And so the best way to honor her is to be that loving, compassionate, kind son that she always encouraged me to be. And I think we all can learn from our mothers. And even though some of our interactions with our mothers may not have been so nurturing as they could have been, the intention, I want to believe that the intention for them to be nurturing and be kind was there, and that we can do that. So me being selfish, taking care of myself, then I can help others take care of themselves. And when I'm being selfish, I'm also helping others. And when I'm being selfish to be selfless, and I'm being selfless and helping others, I'm also helping myself. It's this beneficial cycle that we create. And so this is a perfect time to really think about nurturing ourselves and being kind and generous and compassionate to ourselves and others, and even maybe getting to the point where we can value ourselves and then value others who are not like us, getting beyond this illusion of separateness. So by being myself, I'm giving other people the right and the opportunity to be themselves, their gracious selves, who they're really supposed to be. And to me, that's what it comes down to, is to be yourself and not to have to apologize, but be yourself, and so that you can share yourself with others. And so this Mother's Day, coming up, in the spirit of Mother's Day, the metaphor of self-care, nurturance, not just of ourselves, but others around us. We need it. We need to help each other. And if we could do that, that would go a long way. And we have to remind ourselves that we have this masterpiece, we're wired for success, but how we use it, how we access it, and how we share it with others is really important. And so for me, a couple of the things that I learned is that if I want to learn something, so if I want to learn about my mind body process and how to self regulate so that I'm more happy and more at peace and ease and beyond my chronic pain, then the best way to learn that is to teach it. And the best way for me to keep it is to give it away. And so that's the challenge I'm making for myself, or giving myself this Mother's Day weekend, or this Mother's Day, this present time. Like I said, Mother's Day is early, but it's right on time, because we can remind ourselves of the need to mother ourselves and to mother others, and not in a way of spoiling, but in a way of care, responsibility, respect, and kindness, which better together, and valuing differences. Even though I may not be like everyone else, I can value myself and at the same time value others, so that I get to the point that people that are not in my tribe, that don't look like me, that may not even be my gender or my sexual orientation, doesn't matter, that they're divine sparks, and I have to make a space for them to be who they are, and to embrace them, and to embrace myself. So once again, to be selfish so I could be selfless. So if I can know myself and accept myself, then it's easier for me to know and accept others.